Have you ever found yourself self-sabotaging or maybe choosing things that you know are self-destructive or harmful to you? My name is Heather Feather. I am the owner of Rare Bird Medicine, and today's topic is sacred. There is a sacredness to this existence, and we can look at the sacred geometry that things are made of as a way to flush that up in our awareness. But we can also look to whether it's scientifically or spiritually speaking about our reality. Scientifically, we'd say energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Everything's solely made of energy. That means you're eternal. Or spiritually, they say you have a soul, or that there is spirit, or there is the divine, and that is eternal, has always been, will always be. And so if there is this eternality, one of the things that I like to ask myself is, how am I treating my eternal being? Because if you have forever, it may feel like, well, it doesn't matter what I choose. I have unlimited time to choose whatever it is I want. And although that may be true, I think there are ways in which a two-legged can make the journey home, one could say, much longer than it needs to be. How are you treating your physical temple? And so here's the thing, is that a lot of times when we want to consider whether we're eating well, eating whole foods, exercising, there can be an extremism that enters, because as the ego addresses how it's not stretching or exercising or how it's not eating right, it can reject the idea of adopting some new modalities and folding in some new things and just be like, oh, I don't need to eat right and exercise. I eat what I want. I can do what I want. And you can do whatever you want. And no matter what you do, you're going to die. That's the fact. And there is a difference in somebody that has spent a lifetime folding in stretches and exercises, folding in healthy foods, choosing organic sometimes, paying attention to the clean 15 and the dirty dozen. If you don't know, just Google clean 15 foods and dirty dozen foods. There are 15 foods that you can buy conventional that are more likely, based on the way they pull from that which has toxins sprayed on it, more likely to not add those to your body. And then there are those that absorb the glyphosate, the pesticides, all of that goes into your body, and you're definitely going to get it. And so you can buy organic, the dirty dozen, and buy conventional, the clean 15. Not everyone has the budget to buy all organic or to do something at 100. And oftentimes we feel like, well, I can't do it at 100, so I'm just going to sabotage myself completely and I'm not going to do any of it. And that's definitely an option. If you are sacred, if you are eternal, which I do believe that you are, then my question is, are there any ways that you are folding in a treatment of your temple in a sacred way? How are you being sacred with your body every single day? In what way are you being sacred with your body? Are you honoring yourself? Are you causing yourself to thrive and survive and live more than die? I always say, death coming like a freight train. He doesn't need your assistance. He doesn't need your help. He doesn't need you driving crazy. He doesn't need you eating garbage. He doesn't need you drinking poisons. Like, death's coming anyhow. Don't worry. His icy hand will touch your shoulder and you will die. It's something I know far better than almost anything else I've ever learned in my lifetime. And with that in mind, there's a difference between what we're doing every single day that just becomes our habituated way of slowly self-destructing over time, and making some choices here and now, slow choices to fold in self-care. That can be, I'm gonna make one meal a week that is all organic or all whole foods. Maybe you don't have the budget for organic, but I'm gonna choose all whole foods. I'm gonna have a lean meat. I'm gonna have, sweet potato, which is nutrient dense. I'm gonna have some type of vegetable, and I'm gonna cook that once a week, every week for me and my family. I'm going to drink more water. I'm going to just get a water container and carry it around with me to encourage myself to drink more water. I'm going to set an alarm for 3 times a day to breathe air, because I tend to hold my breath and oxygen is what my cells need. There are simple ways we can start to fold in a little bit of that self-care of our sacred temple on a physical level. Heather started a bedtime ritual. So I have a ritual every night where I do oil pulling, take coconut oil, a small spoonful, swish it around in my mouth, spit it in the trash so it doesn't clog my drains this winter. And if you swish it for about 20 minutes, it'll whiten the teeth, it'll pull bacteria out of your teeth. It helps with oral hygiene in a lot of different ways. And then I brush my teeth, and then I have a a mineral that I brush on my teeth, and then I wash my face, and then I apply rose oil and coconut oil to my lips, and 3 or 4 times a week I put hair oil in, and I have a hair cap that I put on that helps that hair oil support me with my hair growth as I grow my locks out. And so that bedtime ritual has become a daily ritual where every day my phone goes off and it lets me know 30 minutes before bedtime, hey girl, here's an opportunity for you to practice self-love, self-care, which builds self-respect when you keep your word to yourself before you go to bed. And that's just the physical respect of being a human being. And there's a physical component to your beingness every single day. You're walking around in a body. If you were to do just 5 minutes of stretches, not even exercise, 5 minutes of stretches. You know what? I'm going to start doing it today, tomorrow, whatever it is. 5 minutes of stretches every morning or every night. Let's do it together. 5 minutes of stretches. I promise you, it's going to be much easier for you to tie your shoes at 80 than if you don't ever start that simple addition of self-care or treating yourself as a sacred, sovereign, wonderful, autonomous, holy being that is deserving of self-care. I truly believe that people love to choose things that are self-destructive. Lots of alcohol, reckless driving. There's many different ways we can see this in our society. Eating sugar, which is an immunosuppressant and a depressant, eating fats and salt to such an exponentially unwarranted degree that it creates disease in the body. I think that humans like to do that because it is a way we can exercise our freedom. Death's going to take me out anyhow. I don't really know what any of this is. We're all just telling stories. And so I'm going to drag myself to the grave quicker because I don't even want to be here to begin with. And so it can be sometimes an unconscious way to push back against life of like, hey, I've got free will. I can say no, and I can do that bad thing, and I can be naughty, you know? But a lot of times guilt, shame, like all these different things and feelings can enter the temple when we choose things that aren't aligned with honoring our sacredness. It's okay to eat cake. It's okay to have ice cream. It's okay to have sugar. It's not the end of the world. Heather's not going to live from now until the grave without another drop of sugar. However, right now, I'm not doing sugar. I'm doing cacao and cashew at night if I have a chocolate craving, and I'm doing fruit every night if I have a sweet craving. Because I want to, as I step into my 50th year of existence, honor my temple. One of the ways we can also consider our sacredness is the way we're speaking to ourselves. Are you loving yourself? Are you praising yourself? How many times did you acknowledge yourself today? How many times do you sing your praises, honor your gifts, speak to your gifts? Are you even able to do that? Do you share with others what your talents are and acknowledge who you are and as a grace and as a gift? You know, everybody, every human I've ever met can be problematic, troublesome, irritating, but they also have much to offer if you but look. I've never met a human that didn't have something lovely in their being if we but look. And so, what are you saying to yourself? Are you speaking to yourself in sacred ways and loving, kind ways? Are you showering yourself with kindness? Are you giving yourself loving feelings like, hey, I'm really impressed with you setting that boundary today, Heather. I know that was uncomfortable. Hey, Heather, I'm really grateful that you communicated that thing and that normally you would just make yourself suffer, but you communicated and didn't cause yourself to have the lowest and the least because you're willing to ensure that your life reflects a person that is sacred walking through existence. How are you being with you? Are there any steps that you can take this day to take a knee a little bit more to the allness that you be, to honor your physical system? You know, air and water are free. So you don't even have to have money to fold more of those in. And they're two things that your body constantly needs for wellness. And both of those things, those simple things, contribute a tremendous amount of things to the body, aside from somatic therapy through breath work, but just oxygenating the cells and giving water to the body, decreasing the viscosity in the body, increasing spinal fluid. There's so many things that begin to move when we add these simple free components. What ways can you choose to fold into your day some sacred actions that let you know I care about my life? You can always subscribe to Rare Bird Medicine on YouTube. Like and comment there. Heather Feather always loves your thoughts. I'm on.